We're gonna get off in 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't take this from me.
Yeah, well, I did.
We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Whoa! You did it. Okay, no more of that shit. I fucking hate it.
I finished the counting. You couldn't interrupt.
Are we good to go?
Just press X.
Restart. Okay.
No.
Oh my.
It's alive.
This podcast is gonna keep going by the time the new year strikes. Hello!
Hi.
Welcome to the 19th episode of the Pillars of Autumn podcast. We got 4 people here. It's Dev, it's Lucas, it's Nick, and it's Ryan.
Yo.
Last podcast,
Howdy,
boys.
Was that order just because you're reading down the Discord line?
I'm so excited to start the Roaring 20s next year.
Oh, fuck off.
They're roaring 20s.
Each and every hot topic, and I'm hunger striking until they bring back really shitty, really cringy, fucking really large rainbow font fucking band merch.
Yeah, I want to.
We should make
I
that.
want POA to bring back like the super cartoony neon color.
Can we all
style.
Can we all please get those fucking Kanye West like slit glasses with like the snapback you wear forward, fringe hair, fucking hands in your front pockets doing like a pouty face, but have that weird fisheye fucking lens camera effect when you get your promos done?
I just have to hit rewind on my appearance in life, and we'll be there.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
let me-
I'm so sad.
Let me
man.
just pull up
It's
some of the
over.
old Mesa or set sale photos.
I'm so sad that I skipped over. Yeah, some of my favorite photos of Deb are like
Dropping the
there-
fire
there's-
mixtapes.
there's that picture that you have where like it's you and like a buddy of yours like jumping on a trampoline and you're wearing like the Bunny the Bear
Oh,
with
me
like
and
the
Hunter.
oh my god, dude! I was like, holy fuck! You can definitely tell Dev's X scene.
Sim Freedom released some
Holy
under the radar
shit.
like band photos we did, and like it literally we looked like fucking NWA, like all fucking crouched down with the camera looking up at us. I was like, we can't release this. We're not
There
a
was
fucking
it's
rap
so
group.
like you guys remember like
No.
what's it called
I got
like
in an accident.
crump or something like that, like crump music or some shit, where it was like
Is it crunk?
crunk,
Crunk,
yeah,
I
crunk,
know,
crump,
yeah.
crumping is something else.
Crump.
Crumping, I think of crumping.
Crumpet
Yeah,
core.
dude.
Broken side, baby.
But yeah, crunk, like that kind of shit, man. Like when that you had, and then you had like bands like Hollywood Undead that were fusing like rock elements with fucking rapping, like following up with what Linkin Park did, and then you had bands like Attila and like you said, Broken Side and all that kind of shit.
Oh my god, broken.
Even
side.
fucking if any of you guys have ever listened to there's a deathcore band from years ago that they have a very interesting artwork for their music, but Her Demise, My Rise. Any of you guys ever hear that band?
No.
Nope.
There's like this okay, so it's a really old band, and like if you see the fucking, I guarantee if you look at the artwork, see if I can tag it here, but if you look at the artwork, it's very like scene, like 2007 type, like, you know, we were getting close to having things like LMFAO being in existence. You know, we were heading towards that sort of range, but it's all just like brutal fucking, you know, Brie type deathcore shit. And I was like, what the fuck was heavy music? Like, especially with bands like
Is that
I
a
Wrestled a Bear.
deathcore Hello Kitty merch?
Like what the fuck? Like fucking like I Wrestled a Bear once, and their fucking imagery and just like the weird, very colorful, very, you know, oh, what's that? Holy shit, what's that fucking music video with the scene girl and all those guys and they're rapping / screaming and she's
God!
with the baseball bat?
I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly.
Oh my
what you're
God.
talking about.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
no.
Let's
Yeah,
see what
unfortunately, yeah.
oh, when like the fucking lyrics are, the first lyrics are shut the fuck bitch,
You don't
shut the fuck
fucking
up
know
bitch,
me.
you don't fucking know. What the
Pure
fuck,
cringe.
Dude.
Cringe fringe.
Dude.
A fringe cringe, bro. It's
Like-
it's rough.
Like Design the Skyline causing
Okay, ho,
mass amounts of
Design the
fucking-
Skyline is good, bro.
I like Design the Skyline. I just think that
Okay, good.
that one music video they have is all over the place, and I'm like, am I
Yo,
supposed to?
surrounded by silence is fucking not a great
I
song.
know that there were
Like,
no
am I-
rules
like, am
back
I-
then.
Am I supposed to? That's what I'm saying. Like, am I supposed to mosh right now, or am I? Supposed,
Is
what am I
our
fist
band's like,
bumping? What am I doing?
Are bands like IC Star still around?
Yep.
Yeah, but they're not like what they were like
No?
in terms of that
Bring Me the Horizon.
electronic imagery.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
dropped a
all
new
that
record
shit.
today.
Yeah, I know,
Bring
and
Me
I
the
fucking
Horizon?
love it.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
it's pretty
Isn't it
fucking
an
good.
electronic record?
Yeah,
Mainly?
a lot of
Pretty
it.
much. Yeah, it's Ammo 2.0.
It's good.
It's really good. Just don't treat it like Bring Me the Horizon from 2010, and it's fucking amazing.
That's how I had to approach it. I
Yep.
respect that, and I enjoyed it a lot doing that.
Can we talk about the new Casey Strain album real quick?
Let's do it right now.
Are you forgetting something?
It
Oh,
comes in waves.
Ryan, what are we playing today?
Oh, thank you for asking.
No problem. So Casey Strain.
So they were
Let's see
saying
what we're
their lead singer, like Vince, he posted
no,
saying,
we already played this.
No, we
what are we
didn't.
playing?
Yes,
What are
we
playing?
did.
No, we didn't. This
Yes, we
here
did.
is my game of the
Oh.
decade, Destiny 1.
Okay, why is it extremely small on my
Because
screen?
it's going through OBS because it's on PS4.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. I might be able to get it bigger for you guys.
I
How's
want
that?
it bigger.
That's better.
That's better.
I need it bigger.
But
yeah,
yeah,
new
yeah,
Casey
they're
Strain album.
they're still signed to Rise. This is just like a little
No,
fun
no.
experimental
It
thing
was-
that they did.
I thought it was through a different label.
Closed casket, but they did it as a contractual thing just to like do it on their own. They're still signed with Rise and have a 2020 album release coming out in the next 5 months, I think they said,
Ooh.
through Rise, which is more. They said more in the death. Not well. Obviously, they didn't use the term deathcore, but more in that style.
This entire
Less of the
album was
doom.
just conceptual black metal.
They hate the term death metal. Deathcore, sorry. Like they despise that label.
But the funny thing, like what I don't understand about people giving this criticism is that all the criticism I'm seeing is this isn't the fucking Acacia Strain, and I'm just like, there's a lot of songs that sound very Acacia Strain.
It's very Casey Strain. It's very doomy, and I mean,
Yeah, they had it in like a black
he's
tongue
a great
direction.
vocalist, but I find Vincent, he kind of just has the same style every song.
He's
You know
very
what I
much a CJ McMahon in terms
Yeah,
of
say, like,
how he
when
does
you-
In
vocals.
terms
When
of
you
music
listen-
only, nothing else, just music.
Yeah.
But you can
Like,
say the
sure.
same for Frankie Palmieri. I mean, he's the same thing, man. Like every
Well-
record you listen to him on, he sounds the exact same.
And another band that's not really in the genre, but Disturbed. His vocal style, the way he lines up the syllables,
one
and
sound.
everything. He's got
Yeah.
one sound, right? And Vincent's kind of
David.
the same way. He's great at that sound. He's very unique and he's good at what he does. But once you kind of listen to one or two Acacia Strain songs, you kind of know what you're in for. I do like that they kind of changed it up so it wasn't just like 8-string, slow beat downy kind of stuff, but it was too doomy, too gloomy for me. You know,
If it rhymes, Dev doesn't like it.
it was
Doomy, gloomy.
more. It was more like it.
Cute
It was
poop.
more drone. Like it was like drone metal almost.
Yeah, I just kind of flipped through it a bit while we were talking here, and I see what you mean. It has like a lot of doom elements, but then randomly it's like, whoa, this is an Acacia Strain song. Holy fuck!
Yeah, and then I listened all the way through, and
I'm probably gonna have to give it a more
I was
solid
like
listen.
6 songs in, and I kind of didn't really notice any actual difference between the songs, which I think that's the point. It's a conceptual EP.
Literally, the names line up to a sentence.
Yeah. So that's not really something I'm gonna hold to it, but I mean, like
Yeah,
it might as well just be one 40-minute song. I think
Sure.
that would be just
that would have
as
been cool. Yeah,
That would have been cool.
maybe just see it that way then instead.
And that's kind of what I'm doing is I'm kind of seeing it as one whole piece instead of 7
That's
separate pieces.
what it is. Like,
Now I'm gonna have to
isn't
dedicate a
that
full
one
30
sentence?
minutes to listening to this now.
Isn't that what you're trying to do with Sodom, like large?
It's
with unnamed album number 3.
Yeah, but aren't you trying to do like that same sort of flowing mechanism type thing?
yeah,
That
but
style of
if
writing.
you listen to any of the new stuff, every song sounds.
No, yeah, obviously. So you're,
And
yeah,
that's
okay.
what I mean. It's like you can weave the songs into each other and have them all related without being identical, right?
Yeah,
Look at,
Whereas the
well,
new
songs sound
Acacia
similar.
Strain stuff, it's you can tie them, you can put them front to back.
You
and
fucking
listen to
suck,
as
Ryan.
one whole
It's been a
song,
long time.
and
Mitch.
it would be just it would be the same thing as if you separated it into 7 separate songs.
The
There
darkness
there
Well,
wasn't-
look
there
at
wasn't much
fucking
dynamics in it. I
dude.
guess
Look at
that's
Odyssey of the West. That entire album flows each song into another, but each song is very different.
It's vastly different. Vastly
Speaking of which, since I brought that up and since Ryan was asking for this type of shit because he already threw his in, that's my album of the decade.
Really?
Okay,
Oh,
wait, I
all
have
Odyssey
a
of the
fucking
West.
thing, all right?
right, Ryan, do
Jumping
your
it.
thing.
Fuck you!
Are you
You fucking
ready?
threw this in.
Are
Are you
'Cause
done
I-
talking about everything else aside this one prepared thing that I bring to the podcast for once?
I mean, I want to talk about Slice the Cake coming
All right,
back,
Slice
baby.
the Cake coming back. Start there.
Oh, it's so fucking sick, man! I've never been so excited. I've never been so excited
It
for a
was
band.
so funny that we were just talking. It was like a week after the podcast episode, the Sonic episode, where we were like, "Oh man, Slice the Cake! It sucks that all that shit happened like that." You know, Odyssey
Yeah.
to the West was such a perfect album, and then a week later, like, "Hey, we're back."
It just blows my fucking mind because it gives me a lot of hope for like certain like those kinds of situations that if three people fucking hate each other and like still manage to find a way to like get over their differences and get
fucking
back
talk
together,
about
It's called
that's
money.
awesome. It's awesome, man.
Well, not money. It's like those are three guys that are
Especially
are
because they're so
actively in it for the art.
talented.
Like they're actively in it for the art. You
My-
know?
my
Like,
biggest-
they've only ever played like one or two shows. Like they're an internet band. They just want to make music.
I say we
It
book
is.
a fucking. I say we all of us. We just do a
Book a
band
flight to
vacation. We go to the UK. I want to see UK Tech Fest because like all like
that
that
would
like
be
fucking
sick.
Black Crown
Did you see that lineup?
annotations. Like I'm holy shit, dude.
I like how your goal is to see it, not be in it.
They won't book me because I
And we're not techie, bro.
well you know
We're
yeah,
techie
not
enough. We're like tech deaf.
Well, I mean, we're technical, but
We're
we're
tech
not
decks.
techie.
We're
Start letting
finger
fucking
skateboards.
just let Lucas just do constant sweeps just in the background like and we'll just call ourselves tech.
We just
Wow.
add a third guitar.
Just like fucking just like Beneath the Massacre like
I love-
that fucking pinchy guitar shit they got going on in the background of the new single.
I love how you go out of your way to put all the sweeps on Lucas.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
oh,
because
fuck.
fuck you.
Coming from the guys like, hey guys, can I do less leads? And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, just do sweeps constantly. Fuck you.
Let the one guitarist that loves doing
This is-
sweeps not do
I
them.
just like rhythm. I want to have fun, and it's
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
bring a third guitarist
fuck
in
me,
and
right?
just have them doing clean shit over top of everything, and then we'll call ourselves Viljarno.
No.
Hell
What I want to
yes.
do is I want
Hell
to pre-record a third guitar to play in the background and then get dubbed a bunch of fakes.
Yo, let's get a hologram guitar player, just fucking digitally. He'll just be up there.
Miku.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell you what, if you buy the Miku Korg pedal, we'll consider it.
Jesus Christ. Next thing we know, we show up at practice, just the holograms has an advanced AI. It's replaced all of us, and we're just like, oh fuck. We're the band now.
Even worse,
They
show up
fucking
to
like they
practice and the-
somehow got licensed to the rights, like just all this types of shit. What the fuck,
Fucking
dude?
hack the government, bro.
Hatsune Miku seduces me to get all the rights to the band and then kicks us out.
Jesus.
She's a learning AI.
I feel like that wouldn't be hard, boys. So fucking prep yourselves in case AI figure out a way to fuck Dev. The band's
Fucking
going
literally.
under.
That's what he's hoping for.
Look out for the day where I find a way to fuck AI.
Yeah.
Because that was the one key word I heard him blurt out there. If, and I was just like, don't you fucking if me in this situation.
Don't you
I know
We know
exactly
your
where
goals,
it's-
my friend. Don't hide it.
Yeah, when.
He left you for Ash.
I don't bring it. The wound is still open. So, Ryan, you had a little thing prepared.
Yes, kind of.
Yeah.
I are you sure you're done?
Okay, are you prepared for it or not? 'Cause it pissed me off.
Yeah, you got mad at us.
So I came prepared with one thing. This is our last show of the decade. The teens are over. We're fucking adults now. I want to know what was your favorite game, band, and meme of the decade. I guess since I already did game, we'll start there. Mine was fucking Destiny. It was either this or Bloodborne, and Destiny just won because pure hours.
Yeah. My top game of the decade, I had a runner-up, if that's okay, because it
Oh.
was hard to decide.
Yeah, okay, I just did
But
that too.
I'll say the runner-up first, and that's Skyrim.
Really?
Mm.
Which
Yes.
platform?
Yeah, I figured he was
Fridge?
going to say Skyrim.
Well, I would
actually.
say Xbox 360 because I put the most hours into that one, but
Not the
that's
Samsung fridge?
Xbox one. But no, Skyrim. Skyrim was a great game, but that's the runner-up. My game in the decade is Dark Souls 3.
Really?
Hell yeah.
That's nice.
nice.
The amount of time and enjoyment that I got and still get out of that game. I mean, I can't beat that. It's such a good fucking game.
It is a good fucking game. I just
I can't
bought it
blame
again
you
for
there.
$20.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's another reason why I put Skyrim up there. It's like I can play that shit on my toaster and still have a fucking blast.
You literally sit like and just fucking play the voice version of it on your Amazon.
I have tried that. It's not
Alexa.
easy.
No, it isn't. But the fact that you can is still really funny.
That is fair.
I want to see a text-based adventure Skyrim.
Oregon Trail version.
So you said this is your game of the decade, Ryan?
Yeah. So Destiny's his, Dark Souls 3 is mine. What's yours, buddy?
If I were to give a runner-up, my runner-up for game of the decade, because I consider the first one last decade.
No, this decade.
No, but what I'm saying is that I'm going to give it to this one instead of giving. You're going to understand in a second, but I was going to say that my runner-up was Red Dead 2 instead of Red Dead 1, because Red Dead 1 was technically like said last year. But my actual favorite game, like my game of the decade, just based on how it like impacted me as like a player and how much I enjoyed it as a result, was Alan Wake, which is like which is really out of, because it was one of those games where I didn't know what it was about. I actually had no interest in it at all. I thought it was like a Silent Hill clone, and my brother begged me. He's like, just play it. Like, trust me, I know you'll like it. Play the game. And one day, I just, for whatever reason, I just picked it up and started playing it. And it literally spent a whole, like, Brad, I don't even think I left the room. I was like in the room for 2 days, just fucking
Did you
playing
read the
it.
book?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know there was a book for it. Is there a companion piece?
Well, the book was the game is based off the book. The book came first.
I thought it was an original concept.
Well, I mean, it is an original concept, but it's based
Everything's
off
an
the book.
original concept.
No, I mean, like, I thought it was like its own original piece. I didn't think it even had anything tied to it.
No, it's based off the book, which I think you would really like.
But yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, man. I mean, like I said, just how it impacted me as a gamer, like going into something that I thought I was going to hate and coming out. I think those are the best game experiences. Like going into something not expecting anything.
Pleasantly surprised.
Oh, dude, like not even pleasantly surprised, just overwhelmed at how how the fuck did I not play this prior? Like why? Like, you know, it teaches you to not judge a book by its cover in reality, because that's exactly what I did.
But you never read the book.
But yeah, I know. Well, it's funny too. Like I'll let Lucas fucking say his game of the decade before I go on this spiel. But yeah, I was about to bring up something about The Witcher and The Witcher books and stuff. I'll talk about it after though.
Sure. Yeah. If I was like saying what I actually would want my game of the decade to be, it would obviously be Alien Isolation, just because that game was just fucking unbelievable. I'm a big Alien fan, and that one took me by win, because all the Alien games suck except for the old Alien versus Predator piece.
Hell yeah.
So,
too.
Hell
but
yeah.
the one that really is my decade one, because it literally took over my life, is Overwatch 100%.
Ooh.
I live and breathe Overwatch. I still play it to this day.
You're the
That's why,
only
like,
human I know that still plays that game, and I have.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what. Like I hear people.
Ryan was deep into Overwatch.
I was.
In like what,
Shit's my
2017?
game.
First year it
2018?
came out. It was just
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
There's tons of people, man. There's tons of people that are like giving other people shit for making games like Fortnite or making games like PUBG or games like Overwatch. They're games of the decade, or something like CS as well. Because they're like, well, it's not really like of any substance or whatever. And I'm like, I feel like
It's
a game
fun.
of the decade should be what it meant to you to play it.
Yeah.
And the one thing about those kind of multiplayer games, and this is why I say kudos to people that get really, really into them and get really good at them, because like that means like if you could sit down and play a game that is the same premise, same maps, same thing over and over and over and over and over again without like blinking an eye, like that, to me, that's pretty admirable, because like I play a multiplayer game for a month and then I'm done with it forever.
Yeah.
Overwatch really got me out of my shell. for
That's one of the
communication and
things is like
That's awesome, man.
If a game can create like an entire community, I think that's fantastic. Like the fact that things like CS:GO, after all these years,
still going.
is still as strong as it has been, blows
Number
my mind.
3 esports title, I think.
Yeah,
Behind League and
that
Next
Dota.
to like
shit-
League.
That
Yeah.
shit blows my mind, and it's one of those things like Overwatch or Counter Strike is that the base game is super basic. It's super just there's no bells or whistles, but the bells and whistles come from the players and how they play the game. Like watching professional CS:GO players or watching professional Overwatch players is a treat in itself. Like it's so cool watching the professionals do that game, and that's why I feel like a lot of people are like, ooh, you can't consider it game of the year because it doesn't have a story mode or whatever. But it's like, no, like watch how fucking awesome this is to look at.
Mm.
And Toronto's got an Overwatch team in their Overwatch league now too, so that's pretty
Yeah. I went to school with like one of the people that was on the team, and then like got moved out. And I thought it was because he comes to me and he's like, oh yeah, I'm on like the Toronto professional team, and I was like,
Jesus.
I thought it was a joke. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't think we had a team. And then I saw him in the promo. I'm like, oh shit, bro, it actually exists. You weren't just pulling my leg.
Yeah, bro. That was
What the
my
fuck?
dad
I was so
texted me.
bewildered.
I think it was yeah, I'm pretty sure it was my dad. He messaged me and goes,
Brag about it.
Overwatch is on TV.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Like my favorite thing to fucking watch on YouTube lately has been the score, like the sports publication, esports edition, like that shit, because they do all these like interviews with like really old gaming prodigies and various communities and stuff. And I was going to talk about with what Dev was saying with how a game of the decade for you is like a game that like based on like how much you enjoyed it or how much you liked it or the impact or effect it had on you.
Mm.
I was going to say fighting games. Like I heard a few people or saw a few people on my timeline talk about like fighting games that were their game, like just their game of the decade. Like I sit back again and I'm just like, fuck, how do you play a game like that over and over and over and get so good at it and not be bored of it? And but then I was thinking back to like, if you guys ever get the chance to go online and watch like famous fighting game moments, whether it be like Tekken or Street Fighter or whatever, even if you're not into fighting games, the hype that surrounds like this one person, like an esports player that fucking just is alone constantly, has no team behind him, and is just like dedicated to this one game for hours and hours and hours. It's the craziest shit ever. Like the fucking hype is insane, dude. Insane. I think everyone should just be able to pick a game of the decade based on if it's a video game. That should be the only criteria.
Well, I asked.
Yeah.
I even prefaced it with, I don't care if you think it deserves it because it's technically there or graphically there or story-wise there. Fuck it.
Yeah.
What game?
Yeah, dude, you could give me a game that got like a
What game do you
3.2.
enjoy?
Yeah.
Like there's games that I'll sink hours into that people would think are garbage, like Ruse. I love top-down strategy shit like XCOM and all that, or boring ass games like Elite Dangerous. Like I live and breathe that shit.
Oh, that's VR now, by the way. I almost picked it up.
Fuck
Elite
sakes.
Dangerous?
Yeah.
I just
baby.
Bro, I just thought of a fucking
Almost.
really good close third for me for game of the decade. I completely forgot this game even came out, but Spec Ops: The Line. Just
Oh.
because of the storytelling. Just because of the fucking
it was
storytelling.
fun
I don't think
too.
I've never played anything like that has like mind fucked me that bad before, where I'm still sitting there thinking, what the fuck happened?
My third
Like,
up
it
would
could
be
be-
Death Stranding. Just
Oh,
because
yeah,
of,
just the basic premise and shit.
Yeah.
the story of Death Stranding, that would be my third.
Are we
I'm
going
waiting till it
third?
comes
Are
in.
we
We're going
third
thirds
up?
now.
Yeah,
Fuck
just
it.
give
Okay.
like a third.
Top three. Okay, fuck. I would have to say either. See, now I have a runner up for third. I would say either Metro 2033 or Breath of the Wild.
Never
That's a
game I
hard
haven't
one.
finished yet.
You know what? I'm gonna say Metro 2033. I liked Breath of the Wild, but there's some things that really pissed me off about it. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Metro 2033 is my
Fuck man, Metro,
number three.
dude.
And
Actually,
hey, good
I saw
fucking
them-
books too.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I've been having an absolute just with whatever has been going on with book adaptation games or movies lately has been phenomenal, because they're going in a completely different direction than what I would have said 10 years ago, when I would have been like, book adaptations fucking blow ass. Like movie adaptations of books would just fuck it, like Twilight, back when Twilight came out and shit. Now we're
best
getting
film ever.
no. I
Breaking
disagree.
Dawn changed my
I
life.
disagree. I'll fucking
You know what? The only good thing that
Hashtag
came
Team
out of
Edward.
Twilight is literally that it forced fucking Robert Pattinson to be like, "Fuck, I have to get out of this shit," and he like went into
Had to
really
be a
hard
real
indie
actor.
acting,
Yeah.
and now he's really good.
Now he's Batman.
Oh my god! Don't bring that up. I'm so excited. You can't bring up anything DC related. I won't shut up. And then let's just not even go there.
jocker,
So
dude.
Ryan, what was your the next thing?
Let's go band of the decade, which I figured would be much harder for you three.
Oh,
Actually,
my
mine was
God, you fuck.
mine was a very easy decision for the band.
My band of the decade was After the Burial.
Does it have to be a band
that's
that
your
you
band
just
of life?
is it? Yeah, I was gonna say because I could say that my favorite band of every fucking decade is Coheed and Cambria. But like, what's the criteria here? Are we just bands we discovered in 2010 onward?
No, bands that have.
What's your personal favorite? But I would say like when I describe mine, you'll understand why I picked it.
No, this was influential. They were the band that got me to buy an 8-string, realize how much I liked low end, that then got me to get into bass. That was all within 2010.
Fuck. Then I'd honestly have to say my band of the decade is Chelsea Grin, man.
Ooh.
Just because of if I didn't listen to Chelsea Grin, we wouldn't be here right now. And this is arguably probably like one of the best things that's happened to me in the decade. So like if without Chelsea Grin, this wouldn't even be a reality. It's fucking crazy, man.
And they got good variety at least.
Yeah, I mean, like each record stands on its own. Some are
Yeah,
shittier than others, but at least they've never had that same stagnant sound.
Yeah.
They've always changed it up a little bit here and there, which I respect.
Because they keep changing members.
Okay,
We talked about that on the Dead Space episode.
really quickly, like just because I don't know if Ryan's gonna say like favorite like piece of. Oh no, we already did favorite album and shit, right?
Well, you could do that if you want.
What I wanted to do was ask Dev and then ask
no
you guys
rules here.
now just for your band of the decade, what's your favorite album by them to accompany with your band of the decade? Just because like I'd like to know that as well.
Okay.
What's your favorite after Burial?
Does the album have to be in the decade?
No. Oh, well,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
no, I would. Oh, yeah, okay, let's do it because it's within the decade. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay, well, because the band I picked, my favorite album by them isn't in the decade, though.
Well,
What's your
fuck
favorite
you.
album that they made within the decade?
Okay, so I guess I'll just talk about my band of the decade then.
That's how this is going. Yep.
So
Yes,
my band of the decade is going to be Dog Fashion Disco.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Well, but here's why. There's a big reason why it was no contest, right? There were so many amazing bands that I listened to in the last 10 years that have influenced me musically, like as a musician, have influenced my taste in music. But I would say Dog Fashion Disco, just because, their music's never stagnant. They're literally every genre.
Mm-hmm.
But not just that, but they released 2 dope albums in 2014 and 2015 called Sweet Nothings and Ad Nauseum. What happened is after they came off of being broken up and had a big falling out with their label, they went to the fans and were like, hey, we just want a little bit of money. We'll write you guys an album. And they got so much money from the fans, they promised, we're not going to pocket a cent of this. So instead of writing 1 album, they wrote 2. And just gave albums out. But not just that, their old label screwed them over and took all the rights to their previous recorded music. And all that music was taken off of Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all of it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just being like, oh, boo-hoo, our stuff's gone, they've gone back to 1998 and re-recorded and re-released every single album again. So the fans can have the albums that over the last, almost 20 years or whatever, that they can still enjoy it. They can still enjoy that music. Any band that is willing to go that far for their fans gets my band of the decade hands down.
They didn't do it for you.
No, they didn't do it for me. And on top of that, they have like 3 other bands that like they have Polka Dot Cadaver, Knives Out, El Creepo. They have a bunch of other bands that are just the same dudes with different styles. There's just such a perfect fucking band. Dog Fashion Disco. But yeah, album of the decade, I'd say Sweet Nothings. That's a dope album.
Ryan, what's your favorite After the Burial album from the decade?
When was
that's
Rare
a good
Form?
one. Huh?
It was Rare Form 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rare Form was back because we did the decade tour.
Well, 2009's the decade. We're going 2009 to 2019, right?
We're going 10 to 20.
Oh, okay.
You could say the Rare Form remaster.
No, because that's the fucking worst thing they've done.
Well, no, Rare Form was 2008.
Fuck. Then it would have been
Wolves to
before.
Ravens or whatever it's called.
I was gonna say the
Isn't it
one
Wolves of
before
Them?
that, but yes, that was definitely it then.
Oh yeah, Wolf Amongst Ravens.
There's one before that. I suck with names.
One second, I'm pulling up.
But yeah, that was like the album for After the Burial where I really saw. I never used to hear about them.
they had In Dreams and then This Life Is All We Have EP, whereas before
In
Wolf-
Dreams
Yeah,
was
that's a
fucking
remake.
great. Like
Yeah, In Dreams is
anti-pattern.
phenomenal. But
Yeah,
This Is All We
Wolves
Have
Among
is just a
Ravens is
remake of
probably
a few of their first albums, like remastered, redone tracks with the new vocalist and stuff. Lucas, what's yours, dude? Band and fucking thing.
Well, my band is super easy. It's obviously the Contortionist.
Yeah, okay. I figured after our chat at the last show that's probably what it was gonna be.
Yeah, that band just blew my mind the first time I heard them. Like, fuck, man, I missed my birthday listening to their album. Okay, like,
Was it really missed?
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
you spent
that's true, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I fucking
Happy birthday to me.
That was great. But no, the Contortionist was great. I've seen them more than any band I've ever seen, and they've definitely influenced me from a listening point of view. Not so much a playing, like a lot of my playing and everything I do never really was Contortionist ended. I never planned for it to be, and I never thought it sounded anyway. But they definitely inspired me just more step out of the shell I was in and pursue other paths, because that's what kind of they do as a band, and I felt like that clicked with me really well.
How many shells do you have?
So many, like so many, like fucking,
or shells in
I'm
a
just
drum kit.
mortified turtle, so I just got to have extra. I'm a hornet.
I'm a turtle in a clam.
Yeah, essentially. But I'm a pearl on the inside, right?
I like to think of myself more like a peanut.
What, Aki can't like you?
Yeah, now he can't.
Oh my
What do you mean?
God.
He always couldn't.
But for album, I would. It's funny. I don't think I could pick out an album from I would give it an album for another band for sure. I have an album of the decade, but it's not the Contortionist. I know it's kind of obscure, but if I had to pick one album that definitely stood out, it would have to be Juggernaut Alpha Omega. For free.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
That's
my
definitely
fucking
my album for me.
what is it? The Heavy Heart, I think, is the song. Like,
Yeah.
there's this. Oh fuck, man, I love that song.
wait,
just
Alpha
Full
or
Metal-
Omega?
Yeah. No, as a collective.
Yeah, he meant like
Metal
No,
Opera.
pick Alpha or Omega.
They don't ever separate. It's a
Yes, they
straight
do.
listen. It's
They
it's
released
a metal opera.
separately.
They came out at the same day, and I have.
Okay,
the
what's your
vinyl that has
personal
both
what's your
together.
personal favorite out of the two of them though? Like, which one do you
I'm
have?
making
song?
you pick Alpha or Omega.
You bastard! This is what he's trying to avoid.
Exactly.
Omega.
But
Catch your shelled shit.
I'm with Lucas on this one because the Browning released "Standing on the Edge" and "Time Will Tell" EP,
Mhm.
Separately, like the "Standing on the Edge" EP and "Time Will Tell" EP, but then they released it together as one whole album.
Okay, hold on. Watch this. Nick, the Ascension or the Descent?
Definitely Ascension.
There you go. Answer.
Ascension's good, but Ascension was
Omega.
just such a good climb, man.
See, he did it.
Fuck.
Not letting you get any easy outs.
Okay.
See that's a bitch though. I mean, like, did Juggernaut, Alpha, and Omega release at the same time or with like months apart?
Yep, same
No,
day.
it's the same day.
Same day.
Oh, same day. Yeah. See, so for Coheed, like, Dissension came out like in February when fucking
No, I know. I'm saying.
Ascension came out. Yeah, the
It's
September.
the same
before. That-
idea.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
I bought 4 copies. I'm pretty sure. I bought 2 of each one
How
and
many
the vinyl.
fucking ears do you have?
I'm like my dad. I buy like 2 of everything. I'm weird.
Honestly, dude, like, I'm the same way with certain shit. Like, I remember
put
buying
them
like
away, right?
I remember buying like the Coheed records and being like, fuck, I want one to listen to and then one to never open.
That is fair.
Like,
I have like
keep it-
6
That's
copies
that's
of
my
Destiny.
Dog Passion Disco Adultery CD. Yeah, like I have every medium of that album, but I'll never open up that CD.
The only fucking sealed CD I have way too many copies of is the shitty fucking Masquerade Pillars of Autumn fucking bullshit.
That is the worst album of 2019.
I have a box of those. You can get them at like a dollar store for nothing. They're practically giveaway.
But fuck, I would honestly have to say that my favorite, like, for Chelsea Grin, my favorite album from the 2010s by them was probably Evolve. As funny as it is, like, in terms of the impact me, and that was like the first record by them that I heard, which is really funny. I got introduced to Desolation later. I mean, you guys know I only listened to My Damnation for the first time this past year. Like, really paid attention to
Only
it.
because we rewrote it.
That's cool.
Shut the fuck up!
Well, no, I heard. I think I was going through a compilation and I heard the Foolish one, like the opening track for My Damnation. I'm sitting there thinking,
That's a great tune.
dude, this song is fucking right off the bat. That dun, 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 just like that.
The
fucking,
good one is All
Oh.
Hail the Fallen King with Phil Bozeman.
No, actually, I like "Calling in Silence" better, featuring Nate Johnson.
Okay,
that song is fucking insane.
That is my favorite song off that album, just because I love
Dude,
that
so
Spanish
good.
A minor that they use.
Yeah, so good. And then Nate Johnson's like addition to the vocal palette is just like, ooh, I fucking love him, man.
That's a good tune. I remember
Yeah,
when
that's
I
a
learned
great
that by
song,
ear when
man.
I had the time to do that shit.
But "All Hail the Fallen King" is just a banger, man. Like in terms of like like that's ass beating music.
Yeah.
Again, where are all these fights you're getting in?
That's
I was
what
fucking. I was
that's
like,
what he's listening to when he goes to Walmart and beats up the employee that offers him to play Luigi's Mansion.
when Lucas and I were sitting next to each other at the last show and we were listening the Sunnyvale 905 guys, and then what do you think? Because I was like, these guys are pretty sick. Like, what do you think? And he just Lucas turns to me like dead, just like looks me dead in the eyes, and he goes, "This is ass beating music." Like, no critique at all. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm assuming that means good." Because like when I hear ass beating music, I'm not pissed off about it. I just want to fucking. This is so fucking good. I'm gonna fuck. That's such a weird response.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just gonna kick the shit out.
Damn, this breakdown slaps. I really enjoy listening to this. I'm gonna go beat the fuck out of that guy over there. I'm so passionate about it.
That's the best thing about metal is that you're like, wow, this song's awesome. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of that guy. You got both of you beat the fuck out of each other, and at the end of the song, you go, oh, hey, good set, mate. And then
Yeah, I
you
guess
pick each other up, and then you dust each other off, and you move on. And
I guess to metalheads, it's not like, you know, to other people, it's such a foreign concept because they stand back, and if you really look at it just as a concept, moshing and shit like that, it's like, wait, you guys you're happy, but you're beating the shit out of each other. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I guess like to us, they're like, no, it makes plenty of sense. But like if you really look at it, it's like, wait, actually, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's an outlet. We're all angry at society, so we take it out on each other, but without like the emotional abuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously still on the fence with crowd killing in certain situations because, like,
crowd killing is like the happy concept gone too far. It's no longer happy. It's that I'm angry and miserable, and I'm going to make everyone else around me fucking miserable.
I mean, like, I hate to be that guy in certain situations, but I was sitting back and I was like, I guess, like it kind of sucks because if you're just like a fan, like if you're just like one of those vanilla band, any sort of deathcore band, and you're like, you know, I just want to go out and enjoy the show. Like, you don't even know what mosh culture is. You don't understand it, that kind of shit. And you happen to go see like fucking like what's a really like Traders or some shit, like a really well-known down tempo band. And you're not really expecting to go into it and get a fucking fist in your face, but it's going to happen. You just don't expect it. But I was going to say that, like, if you already like know what the shit's about and like what the culture's about, like, you know, I kind of tell people sometimes, like, if you're going to say like a slam show or something, you're kind of asking to get crowd killed, but like at the same time, it's like everyone should be able to enjoy the show. Fuck, like yeah, I was gonna say, like, it was the first time when I went, like, in March when I went to go see the Chelsea Grin and Born of Osiris show. I was the one who was like standing away and going, "You better not fucking come near me. I'm just trying to enjoy the music," which is really funny considering.
That's me at every show.
There's some shows I'll look someone like Mackenzie in the eyes. I'm like, I'm not moshing. I'm in mosh retirement.
When I go to a show, the sound guy is my best friend solely because it's the safest area.
I was fucking as soon as it's so fucked, man. Because I know we play Recreant live, and like I know that we as a fun thing at shows from time to time just throw that cover in. But like, you'd think me like doing it and then like hearing it so fucking often that it wouldn't have any sort of like effect on me at all. So we're like standing at the show, and I said to Mackenzie, I'm not gonna mosh tonight. It's not happening. Like, it doesn't matter what song comes on. I'm not letting it happen. Recreant comes on, I look over at her, I'm like, I'm back on my bullshit. Give me a second.
Daddy just came out of retirement, baby.
I had such a fucking hard on that night, dude. And then they played. No, that's I joust. Call me a Renaissance connoisseur, dude. I joust.
Rapist.
Listen, it's called jousting because he's running at me with his hard cock too, okay? It's fucking, huh?
It's mutual.
Tip to tip.
You stupid, like, fucking, I'm not in trouble for anything. I'm perfectly justified.
Free reign, baby.
But
Pokey-Eye out.
But yeah, then they played Krukebanger and they didn't play that sample, and I just was like, fuck, the whole show's ruined. I was actually upset the rest of the show.
You think Krukebanger would have been the one where you go tip to tip?
Honest,
Be
you'd
jousting.
think that, and then that happened, and
But they didn't do the boner time sample, so you can't joust.
Oh,
It was just-
How do you know when to start?
the audible confusion in the audience was great. Hit the lights, it's and then doon 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 doon. It's like, what the fuck? Where was the sample? The whole crowd was in it until they heard nothing. I guess they were just
Like, nah,
they were
fuck
expecting
you.
the crowd to carry it.
They just
Holy
they
shit.
like do like a mosh like fucking protest. They're like, nope, we're not moshing sample, and they all just fucking stand still.
It was the same thing with Born of Osiris' set, because I'm sitting there going, I like Born of Osiris, and I think they're great, and they're obviously very influential. But I was like, they don't really, that kind of progressive, like genty sort of deathcore, metalcore thing just was never really my thing. And then Machine came on, and I was like, look back at Mackenzie again.
Yeah.
Back on my bullshit.
Back on my bullshit. Give me a second. I like this song. Meanwhile, I catch like the biggest fucking guy in the pit's elbow just walking into the pit. Fucking out.
Didn't even
Wake
make
up.
it.
Where am
It's
I?
over before it starts.
That would be the most cruel fucking fate, man. If I got knocked out at the beginning of a song I really, really enjoyed, and like it was your first time seeing the band.
I think the most cruel fate would be dying before you get in there.
Nah.
Or like that girl at Warp Tour during Chelsea Grin's set
Oh, that was brutal.
who died from a heart attack or some shit.
You guys
like
were
that.
there for that, right? Devin, you were there for that, weren't you?
I wasn't.
That happened while we were
was.
there?
Jake was there. I
Oh,
didn't.
I
go
was.
there.
Yeah, I know, because I was there too. It was fucking sketchy as fuck.
When
You know what
was
happened?
that?
Jake and Moses
Ah.
were there.
Fuck, how many Warp
2012.
Tours ago?
Oh
13.
fuck. Okay, never mind.
13, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Why
it
don't
was,
we have
it
heart
was-
attack
they were-
fans?
I forget what album they were just had released. It was. I'm pretty sure it was.
They just
My
they just
Damnation,
released they just released Evolve, because that was just Jason.
Oh, right. Yep, because Jason was
Because
there.
I remember Moses and Jake were like, "Yo, Alex
Oh.
can't sing."
Yeah, because the drummer was trying to do it too.
Lilith were shit. Yeah, apparently he couldn't sing Lilith at all.
But yeah,
Um,
it sucks because it happened during Recreant when the girl died. It was during Recreant, and they stopped like halfway through. They cut it off, and they said they had to stop, and then they notified. It's funny because everyone started booing. They're like, "Boo, boo!"
Yeah,
and then he had
because-
to be like, "Someone is hurt. You guys need to respect that, and you just need to evacuate." And then they all got the fuck out of there.
Jesus.
Yeah, apparently
they
she was like
screwed
shotgunning monsters the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. She was
Yeah, I
shotgunning
mean,
energy
when I hear
drinks and
that
had a
kind of
fucking-
shit, dude, it's like, fuck, you gotta be careful.
She was
They're
kind of
really
like a bigger
careful.
girl too, and like she didn't seem like she was in the best of shape too. It's like you gotta be so careful out in the baking fucking
and
sun. On top
that
of
day was hot too.
yeah,
though. Like
and then it poured rain like an hour later.
it was like humid and gross, and
It was gross
everyone
outside. You could barely
shotgunning
breathe.
monsters and dying, and like
Dude, 2015's Warped was the exact same fucking way. That dirty, gross, fucking hot, sticky, humid weather. Oh, with tons of rain, so fucked.
yeah.
I literally like looked. I at my friend and I was like, I'm gonna put on these brand new red Converse today because
You fucked up.
we had no idea it was gonna rain. We then of course I killed the prom queen, who I really wanted to see because I'd never seen them before, and obviously we'll never see again. They're not a band. They were playing at the TD Echo Beach fucking beach stage. And I just walk into this muddy fucking mess, ruin these brand new shoes, dude. I was so sad. So sad.
Rip Chucks 2019.
That's what I'm saying, man. They need to make mud-proof chucks.
Well, they do have waterproof chucks, but they're the winter ones, so they get hot as fuck.
I can imagine they're probably like really hard to wear.
Is Brad
like, really
dying
hot.
in the back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your brother.
I said yeah, and he goes, huh? Not even on the same plane of existence
Yo,
right
we
now.
playing fucking Modern Warfare tonight, and you not greening out?
No, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, as soon as
Oh
we're done.
shit,
I'm
yo
done.
guys, I should buy that right now so I can play.
Yes, you should.
Enjoy your Mission Night
I'm
download.
doing it right now, guys.
Oh
I'm doing it
wait,
right
yeah.
Alright.
By the way, it's like 500 gigs. So
I'll see you next week.
It is 140. It's fucking wild,
No,
man.
with
Well,
the
no,
new
here's-
season, it's 260.
yeah,
don't
so
say that.
that's what fucked me is that it took me like fucking forever to download 150 gigs. I'm like, yeah, I get to play. It's like, oh, by the way, here's another 120 gig update. I'm like, what?
Is it really only available on the
Unacceptable.
Blizzard store? Bless you.
Thank you. Yes.
on PC
On
it is.
PC, yes.
All right, it's cool.
But,
I fucking hate
Ryan,
having
what
so
was
many.
the last thing for your meme of the decade?
Yeah, that's just for you. Meme of the day. You wanted me to do like a meme list thing as our last episode, and I could not for the life of me
There's
figure out how
so
to do
many,
it.
man. Like, can you even fucking pick one?
You guys,
And you know who he's gonna fucking pick.
I know exactly
You
what
guys
he's
know.
gonna pick.
Yeah, don't even fucking say it.
You guys know.
Don't
Dev
even
doesn't get
fucking
an
don't
answer.
say it.
Nick, what's your meme of the day?
Definitely not fucking that little red cock.
You got the knuckles, baby!
You son of a bitch. I knew as soon as Ryan said meme, I went, fuck.
I know I fucked up the second I said meme.
Oh man, Uganda
You should've
Knuckles
said-
is my
You
boy.
should have said internet practical joke. Maybe then it would have been a little
Uganda
more.
Knuckles.
Yeah, fuck, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't even
Amanda
pick a
and I
meme. There's been way too many.
Come on.
Amanda and I bring him back.
Too many
this January.
formats.
Grumpy Cat is my meme of the decade.
Grumpy Cat was pre 2010, no?
No, Grumpy Cat was 2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like 2011,
Fuck, it was
2012.
very,
One second.
very early.
Fuck, dude.
I'm going on Know Your Meme. One
It would be
second.
either that or Little Bub, but
Bub's
Rest
dead.
in peace, Lil Bub, man.
they're both dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, funny enough. So I was down.
Fucking sad.
I was down in St. Catharines for the holidays. You know, seeing my mom.
Gross.
And in conversation, I ended up bringing up the podcast, and the one that I showed her was Ryan's favorite part of mine, which was the Big City Stories Rage 2 episode. And I just kind of had it on my mom when I were talking, and it got to the point where I was talking about Loop's cat dying, which turned out to be fake. But Ryan was like, "Oh yeah, Bubs is still around," but that's not
true either. That
That's
podcast
not-
did not age well.
at all, because Loops is still alive, but Bubs is dead now.
It was so fucked up, man. I remember like
wrong.
I remember being on like her because I follow her on Instagram, and I was like looking at there was a post and I was
Follow
looking at
Dev's
her. And I
mom
looked,
on Instagram.
oh, dude, I follow
Mom?
Dev's mom in the street, eh? Sorry, Mrs. Whatever your surname is.
Dox my mom.
Fuck you. I'll do more than that.
I didn't say her first name.
Bleep that
It's
out.
on
But
another-
Ryan has.
It's on another
Ryan
episode.
has on
No,
the
this
podcast.
is for the really diehard fans who want to like piece
can-
it together between two
You
episodes.
can put the two together. Bleep that out.
The treasure at the end of the fucking treasure at the end of the rainbow is Dev's mom. Just gotta find her.
Stop. She's a wonderful woman.
Just
that's gone
puts
through a
in the
lot of
comments,
crazy-
skip to this time point for. All right.
I don't remember what I was saying before that, boys. What were you saying before I said
Oh my
that?
god!
I still want to be able to go to Costco.
Loop's cat. We're talking about Loop's cat, and you're on Instagram, something about.
No, but what led me to say Ryan? Oh, Dev's mom on Instagram. Okay, anyway, no. Follow Lil Bub on Instagram,
Mm.
and I was like looking at a post. It was about like 3-4 weeks, like maybe 2 weeks before she'd passed away. So I was like looking at this like one of her posts, and I was like, I said to Mackenzie, I said, she looks really sick. Like, you know, like she degraded really, really quickly in terms of where she was last year versus what she looked like just before her death. And I was like, fuck yeah, she looks like she's sick. Maybe she's just going through a sickness or something. But I knew like she was a small cat. She probably had like a lesser lifespan.
So she was not designed to live as long as she did,
Yeah, like she lived 8 years, I think.
at least.
Yeah, like that's pretty good, man. But I was saying like I was like, damn, she looks really sick. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, holy fuck, man, that's crazy. Like it's just the way that shit happens like that. You just mention something, and sometimes maybe it's better off just not saying anything at all.
Yo, that actually happened today. This guy came into the store,
You killed
and
him.
it was funny. His love, yeah.
I made it a reality. God damn it.
Lucas is all like, "Yo, wouldn't it be funny if some guy came into the store and fucking died?"
Yeah, that's a great story. No, he came in. He was returning this little mini lava lamp volcano one. It didn't work, and he was wondering if he could upgrade to the bigger ones because that way it's actually one that plugs in. It's not some weird battery operated thing. I was like, cool, right on. Helping him out and everything, and I made sure I took it out, unplugged it, plugged it into the wall to make sure it worked. And I made the mistake of saying this phrase. I went, "Yeah, I'll test it for you, man, because bad things happen to good people."
Oh dear God.
So I plugged in. It works. Everything's great. I set him up, sent him on his way. Best guy ever left with a smile. Great guy. I look down at the counter like 5 minutes later. His fucking Bluetooth headphones are on the counter. Bro, I immediately picked them up, like ran out the door to see if I could find the guy. Nowhere to be seen. I'm like, fuck, I literally just jinxed this guy. He just left. And they were nice fucking headphones too.
Rip,
And I
dude.
felt fucking awful.
Fuck.
And then like, so I
If
put them in
only-
the bag,
if only
tagged
there's,
them,
like,
put them in the
a
drawer.
wire that like would stop them from getting lost.
Lucas, I love you, but I feel a little cheated. I expected a death at the end of that. You don't say the
Yeah.
Hold
sentence.
on, wait.
Good,
It gets better. It
bad
gets
things
better
happen to good
in a
people.
more positive way. Sorry about your bug. But then, so I bag it up. I throw it in the drawer.
Oh, I
I'm
hear
gonna bring it
some
to guest
bad news.
services. I know. I was gonna bring it to guest services at the end of the day, and then fucking he comes back in. Thank God, and he remembered, and I got them back to him, so it was all good. Sorry. So that's the end of my story.
And then he got AIDS and died.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after. So God knows.
Yeah, he very
The lo-
well.
He drank the
could be dead.
lava lamp to kill himself. That's what happened.
Plugs it in the bathtub.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you. That's the ending I needed.
There you go.
I needed one that worked underwater. God damn it!
Listen, you only make that mistake
This
once.
battery's not enough to kill myself. These are double A's.
But he fucking fries like an egg, eh?
Lucas, what's your meme of the decade?
Boo.
It's so hard, man. I can't even think of one.
I honestly, it's probably a mix-up and a tie. It's either got to be. I mean, the moth memes were pretty legendary when they.
Oh fuck!
It was
yes.
pretty great, but
Yeah.
the one's a newer one I like, and it's the I'm gonna tell my kids this was blank. You know, whatever. Fucking picture
Come
meme.
on.
No, those were fucking great. If they're done properly, they were fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them were really good. They hit hard.
I was honestly
It-
thinking about going with Lost, just because it literally created its own sub language.
I literally went and
Well-
read that fucking Control Alt Delete comics simply to get to that panel. Got to the panel, stopped reading. It was fucked.
Lost is the game of memes.
Yeah,
It's not good. Everyone hates it, but it's there.
it created its own dialect. It
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you and you also like no one can fucking say they haven't shared a Lost meme. It gets you at least once. Every one of them gets you at least once.
And even if you don't know it, you've seen one.
Mhm.
It could be an obvious one.
Yeah,
it could
when
be
you're
a
like-
hidden one, but you've seen one.
I remember for the longest time, I like the way I decoded like some of these fucking really obscure ones, like the really, really obscure ones. I'm thinking like, what the fuck am I looking at with these fucking lines? Like, why are people laughing at lines? I don't understand. And I read the comic one day, like the just that panel because like, it popped up on my thing, and someone said lost, and I remember seeing that in one of the comment sections of the other thing, and I was like, wait a minute. I was trying to look at the people in the panels. I'm like, oh, you cocksucker! I can't
There was-
believe it.
There was this one really good one.
So upset.
So you know those like lo-fi hip hop playlists, and it's like this anime girl studying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was one. It was like one of
Chill
those kind of. It was one. Yeah, it's like one of those kind of pictures, right? It was just like this Japanese aesthetic kind of bedroom, and I'm like, well, that's a nice picture. And then the video had like lo-fi to it, and all the comments were like, "Oh my god, no! Like fuck you!" Blah, blah. I'm like, what is it? And there's a calendar at the back,
Oh,
of
God.
this room. And in the calendar, in like the squares of the dates, was the Lost meme. I'm like, oh my fuck! I'm like, boys, it's evolving. Stop it! It's infecting
man.
lo-fi hip hop.
I'm still trying. Like, I'm still thinking and like trying to recall like if there was a meme that I would say I laughed at more as a kid, but I can't think of anything.
Dev is Sasquatch.
Right?
The fucking when you call Dev Sasquatch and then you use the fucking big brain picture for like 3 weeks.
Oh no!
Holy fuck.
The missing link.
Missing
Kept calling
link,
me
that was
fucking
it.
Oh
Neanderthal.
my god, that was fucking great. Holy shit! I'd say like if I were to just think of something that like honestly makes me laugh every time I look at it, and like and I've been a lot recently, that I would probably just call my meme of the decade because obviously nothing else has stuck in my memory for a consequential amount of time. But the Joker, like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but he's shrunk down. And I think my favorite one has to be the big version of him, like with his arms up, and it says me taking pizza rolls out of the oven, and then the little one is right next to him, and it says my dog thinking he's gonna get some.
You know that was Keanu Reeves first, right?
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
what
yeah. It was the.
I brought that up because I just saw him. Yeah, Yeah, with the
But,
fucking like me next to my mom asking something at a game store. It's some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, asking
I
my
like
mom if
those.
you can
I
stay
like
over the
those
night.
ones where it was like all the small ones. It's like the boys back then when everything was easy, and it's all like the bigger versions, but they're all like sad and disheveled looking. It's like now like miserable and jaded.
Shit.
Oh my
I love
God.
all the boys meme, or like the boys meme, but with all the old Spider-Man
Yeah.
cartoon villains.
All right.
Oh,
we
is
have
this the
time.
loot cave?
This
That's
was
what I
where
need
the
right
loot cave was.
Yeah, right there.
Right. Hold on.
Rest in
I'll
peace.
go there.
It was right in front of you, no?
No, it's over here.
What was your favorite thing that
Right
happened
there.
to you this decade? Like it could be an experience, it could be like a job, it could be like someone you've met, it could be anything. Like what would you say is like your best part of your decade?
Meeting
Getting
you
my
guys,
dog.
baby.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
Loot
thing,
cave.
you cocksuckers.
Sorry.
By the way, there's a tribute to the loot cave here.
Yeah, doesn't it tell you how many enemies were killed?
Oh, it's saying something, but I have the volume off. But
Oh, whatever. But yeah, it doesn't. It's like 13 million, whatever.
it was fucked. It was the greatest glitch in all of history.
Hmm.
I got like 9
But
exotics out
yeah,
of this
I'd
cave.
say best thing of this decade, definitely in my life, was this band falling together the way it did.
Yeah, like everything just worked
when
out.
I started this project in 2013, I didn't really think, like, I was hoping I would make a band out of it, but I didn't think I would hit the jackpot and meet people like you. So
I think this band was meant to live too, man, because I mean, like if you think of like some of the turbulent obstacles that like we have had to overcome, you as an
like
individual have had.
personally, yeah, it's like us personally.
Yeah, like fuck,
Bringing
man.
in another guitarist like that fucking Lucas dude
Oh my god,
almost killed the band.
almost.
No, it was that Greek fellow.
I think the worst decision I ever made was hiring a ginger drummer. I think that was a rough one.
It was a decision. I'm gonna go half sappy on mine. Mine was realizing that guitar was not my thing, and you guys giving me the opportunity to jump on bass.
I mean, guitar's not your thing. You're a stellar guitarist, though.
No, I know, but I don't enjoy it as much as I just like making fart sounds really loud.
I have noticed that you do seem genuinely happy when you play the bass.
There's
Yeah, I
so
was
many
like,
great
I
guitarists
remember-
out there. It's just I want to find a niche, and I know I'm not going to find it in guitar, and then I just found the bum sounds.
Yeah, well, how long until you start playing a fucking 8-string fretless bass on a bud?
3 weeks.
Huh?
It's on order.
Ryan and I were making,
Well,
making jokes
let me-
about him getting a no string
Hold
bass.
on, let me complete it. Oh, there we go. It's purchased. Nice. All right, sick. 8-string next week, boys. We're
I
going
can
beneath the
email Kevin
massacre.
at any point and get any number of strings I want.
Holy fuck.
There
Get me
comes
a one
point
string.
where-
Get me a
where
one string too. I'll play
X
one with
amount
you.
of strings
Complete dual
becomes
bass.
both a bass and a guitar. Like a 20-string guitar is just a bass and a guitar. at the
You know,
same
he
time.
made Davies 36-string bass.
Who? Crappy?
Crappy guitars. Yeah, he made
Really?
that 36-string table that is a bass for Davey 504.
Fucking hell. I like
Yeah.
watching his videos.
I love
Pretty
him.
good.
Yeah, I remember when we toyed around originally with the idea of you jumping to bass. I honestly like thought that you were just like being optimistic about it for the sake of like us and like, you know, just kind of hiding like how you really felt about it. And
No, fuck
Dev,
that.
I was like I said to Dev, are you worried that like we pigeonholed him into that? Because like I don't want that to be the case. I want him to play like what he wants to play. Fuck, we can just backtrack bass. But no, like, and then I saw like your general fucking enjoy like what you've done.
Dropped like $2,000 in the first month just to be like,
yeah,
I'm
and then
on
like
bass now.
all the cool things you've done with it and shit too, like with like the waifu destroyer strap and like just the whole brand that we're creating. Like especially with the great thing I love about this band is that everyone stands out on their own as individuals. Like you, like even if like
Except Dev.
you don't, even if you don't look, yeah, except Dev asshole. If you
just
look at all of
generic.
us, like if you look at all of us singularly, like when you take a look at personalities and likes and like everything that's going on and shit, like each of us, I know it sounds funny, but each of us to me is like a superstar, like in our own right. Like, you know, we're all very unique individuals.
Superstar.
All right, Lucas, I'm giving you an out
super.
since you just joined the band. Your best moment of the decade does not have to be joining the band.
yeah.
Cool. Good,
Yeah, like what's
my
like
dog.
your personal life?
I have to be
I was gonna
totally
say, like,
real.
Yeah, that was at the
That's the
bottom of
biggest
his
mistake
fucking
of the
list.
year.
That was the bottom of his list. He's like, I was.
Don't worry about it.
He's like, yeah, and then deep down, he's like, fucking assholes talking about.
Ooh, look at us. Ooh, look at all these fond memories we have without him.
We should be thinking about all the memories. You know what I mean?
I don't. You cut out.
Yeah.
I have no clue what you mean.
What?
We should be thinking about all the memories. You know what I mean?
Of course, Sarah can eat my ass. I wanted to be sponsored by them, not anymore.
Still do. I want the new headset.
You
Yeah,
failed.
talk about. Hit us up, please.
No, I was just saying that.
Taco Bell.
Actually, I don't remember what I was saying. All right, carry on.
You're asking Lucas about his fondest memory, but can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
I got a
still pretty-
$40 Taco Bell gift card for Christmas. So
I got a book
Yeah,
about animal dicks. Fuck you.
I'm
honestly
gonna,
more
I'm
surprised.
gonna be going AFK for a bit.
Just
But
go
yeah,
to the toilet.
Lucas,
You'll have fun.
your fondest memory of the decade.
Yeah. Let this
Yeah,
man
it's definitely. I mean, okay, I'll go into detail. I went and picked up my dog in Tilsonburg. It was this specific moment of picking him up
Okay.
because when I went in to get him, I knew they had two male black pugs left, and Bruce is kind of meant to be. I've wanted him for about 4 years now. I've had the breed, the name, everything picked out about him. I never changed it once. And
It's a lot of
when
presumption to
we
put on a
saw
small
a couple
animal.
dogs, and we kind of said no, and then kind of like went to a couple other ones. So like we went for the right dog, and when we went to see him, I knew deep down when you go to get a dog, you never go for the hyper one that wants to be all over you because you know that dog's gonna be a fucking wreck of a dog. It's gonna be a lot of work. So the first dog that comes out's all over the place and it's running up and it's so fucking cute. He rolls up, comes in between my legs, rolls over, like pet his belly, fucking starts chewing on my shoe. Total dick, walks over, pees on a piece of paper. It was cute. Second one comes out, comes over, waddles over. It's kind of doofy. Doesn't really want anything to do with us, kind of walks over, sees us, and then kind of walks over and does its own thing. And like usually that'd be the dog you get because you know that dog will be loyal and love you when it comes up. It's just because it's checking you out. But I fell for it and I went for the crazy fucking nutso first dog that came out. But it was worth it because yeah, he's a pug. So like the craziest, worst pug you could get is like easily the normal dog in any other breed. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and he's interesting, you know, he's got a personality, but he's a good listener. So
That's actually like a great. Yeah, I'd say a great decade moment, man. Fuck, because like picking pets, like anytime you pick a pet, like especially because you know it's gonna be like a lifelong friend, is just like awesome.
Dude.
I think it's the closest you'll get at first to having.
Remember baby Sasha?
Oh, dude, the
Fucking
story, like
hell.
the story I have about like getting Sasha is crazy, man. That's why when Lucas was telling this, I was just like, "Fuck!" I'm just going back to good memories about.
It's like you
picking
know
up my
this. Like,
dog.
I remember when I was with Ryan when we first picked up Loki.
Who's gonna bring? Hold on, I was gonna bring that up. Where Lucas was like fucking out and going through 30 dogs, and like I have to pick the perfect one. I saw a fucking Facebook post said that looks like a cute cat, and we went and got it the next day.
Yeah, riddled with fleas. But Loki comes out just like riding on this guy's shoulder, and we're like, that's a cat.
I knew I made a good choice when he came out on the dude's shoulder, but still, it was just, oh yeah, that looks like a cute cat. I've been looking for another one. Fuck it.
Riddled with
That's fucked.
fleas.
ended
Riddled.
up being hypoallergenic too, right?
Yeah, I knew nothing about Norwegian forest cats until getting one, and then regretted
So
it.
it was on your
You didn't
shoulder.
know that they were going to be that big or that fucking stupid.
Dude, like
Dum-dum.
Master of mischief, yo.
for Sasha with me, like I honestly, it's kind of funny because Sasha meant to be like it was really interesting how it worked because I went to get out like because I wanted a husky, like all my life I wanted a husky, and I said to Mackenzie, I was like, I really want a husky. Like one day we should get one together, and then one day she just went to her dad and she said, Dad, can we have a dog? Because like you know her sister had a dog and she said, can we have a dog? And her dad said, yeah, sure, fucking why not? I'll help pay for it too. So we ended up picking husky, and we just found this like one ad. We searched through I think 1 million ads on Kijiji. All of them were fucking fakes or people not actually selling dogs or not like whatever. And this was at the time that like obviously I was very opinionated. I wanted like a husky, so I wasn't in the mindset to go
You're
and
taking
adopt.
shit from nothing else.
Yeah, and like I'd rather no, because like nowadays, like next time if I get another dog, like in the future after Sasha, I'm gonna only do shelter dogs, just because like they all need love too, man. So I was saying
Like you went for a breeder for Sasha, right?
But we didn't go to a breeder. That was the best thing about it, is that like it ended up turning out this is my first time doing this shit, so I'm sitting there thinking this is how it's gonna be, and the person's probably gonna be a dickhead and it's gonna be all about the money, blah blah blah. But it was this couple who they'd met and they got engaged, and it just so happened that when they met, one of them had a husky and the other one had, he claimed it was a husky, but she was like a husky Akita mix. So
Akita.
oh. So anyway, so they had like these two dogs, and they had a litter, and then they were trying to just give the dogs good homes, which was awesome because all this, like, we only paid $750 for Sasha, and all of that went to all of her first shots. We didn't have to do any first shots with her. We just had follow up shots, which was fucking great. It was like these people that obviously cared very much about where the dogs were going. They had to interview us first, like they had to do all this crazy shit. Like it wasn't about the money. And then I said to Mackenzie, I said, I want a black and white husky because that's and I want to name her Sasha. That was always my dream when I was a kid. Like that's the type of dog I want, the name I'm going to give her. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So we called them, and they only had black and white ones left. And they're like, you got to come see her tonight, or we have another person coming in a few hours. Like if they get to them first, they're probably going to choose her. And I was just like, no, like she'll, like, they'll probably be there again tomorrow. Obviously not. So they're like, we have two beige huskies left, like two beige and white huskies. You want to come and see them? And I'm like, you know what? Like, let's still go give them a chance, because you're not going to find a husky puppy for that cheap anywhere. And we got there. It was somewhere in like Bradford or some shit. We got there and we go in, and they're both sitting in like this cradle, and they're both asleep, very very small, both asleep, eyes not open, none of that. And she's like, do you guys want to hold the dogs? So we each took one. And of course, like I said to Mackenzie, I'm like, it's kind of shitty and biased because the first dog we pick up, of course, that's going to be the dog that we're going to want. So she was like, okay, well, like, let's switch them, and like, let's try holding like each other's dog, like the first one we got. So I'm holding what would be like, who would be Sasha. And she like the other dog didn't stir, didn't move, didn't do anything in my hand. And Sasha like started immediately like nibbling on my thumb. I looked at Mackenzie and I'm like, this is our dog. Like immediately knew, like that's a sign. And that's why I said it's really funny, because I look at her all the time jokingly and I'm just like, you weren't even supposed to fucking happen. You weren't supposed to be here. You little bastard. Forced her way into my heart.
Basha.
So yeah, she's been like, I honestly, man, like whenever I hear about like people losing like pets and stuff like that, and like, well, I lost a pet not too long ago. And I think about, like, 'cause it was like my family pet, so like it was obviously like a very shared sort of love and all that kind of stuff. But like whenever I think about, for whatever reason, if it ever crosses my mind, like just thinking about losing a pet, man, like I just with Sasha, like I just can't even, it can't imagine it, dude. It's just
It's my favorite
even
moment
thinking
of
about
life. It is absolutely the greatest moment of my life when a pet dies. Like happiest, most elated.
Shut the fuck up.
I knew you. I knew you liked PP.
It's one of those things where like me, I love pets. I love cats specifically, but it's one of those things where like every time you get a pet, you're setting yourself up for sadness, because you're always gonna live longer.
Risk reward. You get what, 15 years on average
with an amazing
as a
friend,
personal
man.
Of amazing love, but
Yeah.
you know that day is gonna come, and it's just every day leading up to it's totally worth it. I get that, but it's like, it sucks that it's not a what if, it's an is.
It's the
I
same
think about
thing.
it all
If
the
you want,
time. It just pushes you to make their life better while they're alive.
Hell yeah, man. Well, honestly,
No,
that
that's what-
perfectly said. Perfectly said.
I don't get how anyone could fucking mistreat an animal. Every time I hear about like, oh, this guy hung a cat from a tree, it's like, how do you fucking?
Yeah, and you just
That's
immediately
some
feel
wrong
like
wiring, man.
Makes me.
it's great how most people are just like, I want to fucking kill them. Like everyone's like the same response. I want to hurt you who hurt that poor creature.
Humans are fucking disgusting, and cats are great. So fuck you, man.
It's almost like people do it out of spite because they know how much everyone else loves pets, right? They almost do it as like a fucking extreme wrench of attention.
I just love how Nick and Lucas both went to like breeders and a million places, and once again, picking up a cat is like, yeah, I pulled it out with some shrimp
I
from
pulled
behind
this
the dumpster.
flea-ridden thing from an apartment building.
I just want to go suffocate my dog right now.
Well,
in a good way.
that's how I
Yeah,
got
whenever you talk about your pets, you're like,
sushi
I want
and
to.
squid is we just pulled them off of the street and we're like, you're ours now.
You borrowed my cat carrier to literally entrap this cat. You're like, can I borrow this? Yeah, sure. Why? Oh, we're just gonna take the cat that's down the road.
I'm gonna go catch it.
Well, squid was
I'm
especially
going
like, it was funny,
catfish.
like when we got sushi, we were actually on our way to go look at dogs. And it was the middle of December, and this skinny little calico walks up to us and it's all friendly. You know, I'm like, oh, like there's no tag, no collar.
Oh,
nothing.
use big breed words on us.
Like you're dirty, you look gross. We're taking you. You're ours now.
It's exactly cats.
Squid was different. Squid was a kitten that was a runt of the litter that was left in like the bottom of a shed, like under a shed in a hole. So it was a litter from a stray that was just dipped, just left. So you know, the person that found it was like, hey, we can't take care of a cat. Can someone come and get this thing? It's like, oh, fine, yeah, we'll go.
Okay, now we're just all gonna quit this and go play with our pets.
Yep.
Right.
And then converge for Modern
Play with
Warfare.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's still not even past the D in the downloading on the bar. It's
I
not
told you, it'll
even
take you a
10%.
night. It's how many?
Yeah,
I don't necessarily think
we'll
it'll
see
take a
next
night, but
week.
I feel like if he steps away from the computer for like an hour or two, back it'll be done.
Yeah,
Look, man,
I feel like I'll be on by
yeah.
10, but I'm gonna be playing Overwatch. So
I have
Oh, there you
150 megabyte fucking internet. That shit took like 2 days to download.
But
You
yeah,
also do it on an Xbox though that has a limit to download speed.
I'm good to jump on.
Well,
whenever
no,
you guys-
I'm wired, so I was running.
No,
My
the hard
full
drive
download
in the
speed.
Xbox has a limit to download. I think.
Yeah,
it's-
well, eat my fucking ass.
Now I have to bleep it, but I'm not bleeping your mom's name.
Yeah, you did this to your mom. You did this.
From stays
Stop
in.
doxing my mother.
Gets to stay
No,
in.
stop. Okay. Hey, this has been the 19th episode of the Pillars of Autumn podcast. It was the last episode of the year. Check us out, Pillars of Autumn Official on Facebook. Same thing on Instagram. We got SoundCloud. No, we don't. We got Spotify. We got iTunes. We got Bandcamp. Check us out at pillarsofautumnofficial.bigcartel.com for CDs and merch. However, starting in the new year, our CDs are going to be transferring over to Chugcore, chugstore.com. So if you want CDs, Chugcore's your guys. That shit's confirmed. I'm allowed to say that now. I'm actually like pointing my finger in real life. I don't know why I'm doing it. But yeah, hey, thank you for listening to us talk about pets and shitty memories of the year.
Kate's
Bye-bye.
still alive in this world.
Bye.
Bye.
2020 is gonna suck.